Hey everybody, how are you? It's Claire and welcome to Design Tip Tuesday. This week's advice has to do with decorating with picture frames. Now generally when I have a room with wall space, I love to decorate with paintings. However, once you have a couple of paintings in a room and you still have a blank wall, then you need an alternative to fill up that wall space because you don't want too much of the same thing. So what I'm going to teach you to do is to make a photo collage using picture frames. So step one is selecting your picture frames. It's important that you do this first before you print the photos, and I'll tell you why later. So you want to either pick gold or silver. Let's just use silver for this example, and select whichever metal is going to work better with whatever else is already going on in your room, and it'll complement your existing decor the best. So if we're going to do silver, then you just go to your favorite home stores. You could pick affordable ones like IKEA or Kitchen Stuff Plus or HomeSense. And you want to pick a variety of different frames in silver. So they could be a brush silver, they could be a light silver, they could have a white matte, they could have no matte, they could be little, they could be big, they could have interesting texture, they could be really sleek and like with a chrome-like finish. So select all different ones. That's really important because that's what's going to make it look exciting on your wall. So once you have your frames, then you want to select your photos. I mentioned this before, but it's much easier to print the photo to correspond with whatever size of photo the frame calls for than to do it the opposite way, because if you print your pictures first, then you're limited to which frames you're able to buy to fit the photos. So go through the archives and pick photos that are meaningful to you and print your favorites. I would even say if you want kind of a sleek modern look, then print them in black and white. So once you have your photos printed, slip them in the frames and you're ready to hang the photos. So now we have to think about placement of the frames on the wall. A good thing that you can do first before you go putting a lot of holes in your walls is to map out where the frames could go in tape first on your wall. Use painter's tape so that it's not going to mark up your wall. So try them in different configurations and see which you like the best. A good rule of thumb that I like to do when doing this project is to use an amount of space where a large piece of art would normally go. So you don't want your photos or your picture frames really close together, but you also don't want them really spread out. So you want them in a grouping, in a cluster, but play with this spacing by using the tape first. Then once you figure out the best configuration, how you like it the best, then you're ready to hang your photos and go ahead and place them on your wall, and now you have a gorgeous frame collage that's going to complement the beautiful art that's in your room and all the other existing decor. Now there's one more thing that you can do, and by no means do you have to do this at all, but I just thought I would mention, if you're loving the way that this photo collage looks on your wall, and you want to make it an accent wall or a feature wall, is by actually painting the wall a different color than the rest of your room. So I'll show you a couple examples of how painting the wall and making it a color that stands out a little more can really change the feel of your room and will really give some attention to this wall. So that was design tip 7. I hope you found it useful. If you did, make sure to head on over to the website, www.clairehalldesign.com. Sign up for the mailing list. Then each and every Tuesday, you will be receiving a video of yours truly giving away free design advice. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for Design Tip 8.